Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem that some people have is that they cannot keep their emotions out of it, or they refuse to keep their emotions out of it. And it doesn't matter how much you show them the proof, they will always stand by their ideology. Now, I'm sure that many of you have already heard about this. Republican negotiator for red flag laws booed by Texas crowd at GOP convention. I've always stated, ladies and gentlemen, that there are not two political parties. There is one. It's them against us, ladies and gentlemen. It is those that are in the ruling class against us, we the people. And the keep your emotion part of it, of this video, is coming up. So if you can listen without getting angry because what I'm about to show you does not line up with your ideology, then thank you very much for stopping by. But you can click off right now, because what I'm about to show you are numbers that come from our government or government offices, the alphabet agencies, right? I'm going to show you some numbers that come from them, not from me. I didn't make them up. And then you can decide for yourselves. And I'm going to show you one number in specific that has been tracked ever since, I think, 1993, that you probably have never heard of or seen. How many gun laws are there in the United States of America? There are about 20,000 laws controlling the use of and possession of firearms in the United States. When new laws are passed, new offenses are also created. Meaning that if they pass a law today that yesterday was not in the books, it can make a citizen that was once doing something legal, it can make them into a criminal. Just because someone, in my case, 4,500 miles away or so, decided to sign a piece of paper and say, let it be. The heck with the Constitution. I'm just going to go ahead and change it because my buddies around me think that we should do this. So it doesn't matter where you live, what part of the country you live. It doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is. And socioeconomics has a lot to do with a lot of the gun laws that they are trying to pass here currently. For example, putting a 100% tax. I've heard this one. Putting a 100% tax on the purchase of a boomstick. Who's that going to hurt the most, ladies and gentlemen? It's going to hurt those people that cannot afford it. And those people that could not afford it probably live in areas where they need protection. In the period beginning 2000 and continuing through 2007, now listen to those numbers, okay? Because you all know that I am apolitical. I care not about political class. Listen to those numbers. Who was in office between 2000 and 2007, okay? The United States Congress passed legislation that added at least 452 new criminal offenses, bringing the overall number of federal offenses to well over 4,450. So you see, the 20,000 laws that exist with the United States of America is not all federal. It's federal, state, all right, added up. Laws inevitably need to be modernized as a result of the passage of time. Well, what I would say about that, ladies and gentlemen, is that laws need to be enforced. FBI statistics. 2020 saw twice as many people killed with knives than with shotguns and rifles combined. So is it really a gun problem? Is that really what it is? And if we allow our legislators to legislate away our ability to own a firearm in order to protect ourselves, defend ourselves and our families, then once they've taken that, once they've stripped that ability away from us, what is next? Knives? Because here it says twice as many people killed with knives. Is that what they will come after next? Why are legislators not trying to enact laws that punish the manufacturers of knives, being that knives were used to take more lives in 2020 than guns were. Are you understanding where I'm coming from, ladies and gentlemen? It makes no sense to a person with a clear head that can think clearly and that can put emotion to the side. It makes no sense why they are going after something that is not even at the top of what is used to take lives here in the United States of America. And they continue to say that this fact that I just explained to you has a hole in the anti-gun crowd's argument that the United States would be so much safer if these rifles and other so-called assault weapons were banned. Now, when you go to the Sahara, and I think that's what it is, like the Sahara, where they have like lions and tigers and things like that, and gazelles. Gazelles, this is a great example. In the Sahara, and when you see a gazelle, it's got horns, right? Well, imagine what would happen to the population of the gazelle if their horns were cut off. Let's say they passed a law and said, we need to cut off all of the horns off of the gazelles because those horns are very, they're very dangerous. They can hurt each other with those horns and they can hurt themselves. And they go ahead and pass that legislation. They cut off all of the horns of the gazelles. Do you think that the lions and the tigers would be happy about that or not? I'll tell you what, it'd be a free-for-all. They would be extremely happy because they use those horns to defend themselves. Same thing that law-abiding citizens would use a firearm for. And the key word is law-abiding. However, these laws that they pass, they only, take away from the law-abiding citizens. They don't take away from those that are criminals. Because by virtue, a law is something that a law-abiding citizen would follow, but not a criminal. Because a criminal, by virtue, does not follow the law. Because they are criminals. So thinking clearly, can you see where there's something wrong here? That the government has consistently, and not just one party, but both, they have consistently, for decades, been trying to disarm the American people. And can you see clearly where it is that they want to take us as a world? In 2030, you will have nothing and you'll be happy. Well, what about those people that want to have something? Well, those people may get in the way. Why? Because freedom, ladies and gentlemen, freedom is addictive. People love freedom. And some people don't. Some people don't want to be free. But freedom is addictive. When people come here from another country, they stay here. Why? Because this is the freest nation that the world has ever produced. But here we have a government that is trying to take away that tool that provided us with our freedoms. Why? Here it says that the FBI's Uniform Crime Report released Monday shows that 454 people lost their lives with rifles of all types, and another 203 were killed with shotguns. Together, it totaled 657 people that lost their lives. And remember, this is back in 2020. This article was posted in 2021, October of 2021. Meanwhile, 1,732 lost their lives with knives or cutting instruments. What does that tell you? What that tells me is this, that if they ever achieve their goal, and I don't think they will, I wholeheartedly don't think that they will. And when I say they, it's the gun-grabbing, non-American people that hate America, that hate what America is. And for anyone else out there that hates America, whether you're from this country or not, then what in the world are you still doing here? Why would you live in a country that you hate? I just don't understand that. If it's so terrible here, why would you live in a country that you hate, that disgusts you? And here, ladies and gentlemen, is another statistics that I would like to share with you. In 2020, the FBI says that there was 30% increase in murder. 30% increase in murder. I wonder if those people that were murdered were law-abiding citizens that were not able to own a firearm because of where they lived within the United States. And this is the last thing that I'll leave you off with, right? And then do your own research. Here is a chart of American gun ownership and American murder rates. Explain how more guns inevitably mean more murder. So if you take a look here, this chart starts in 1993. And this light blue line is the percentage of gun ownership going up. Okay? So since 1993, and this only goes to like 2013. But still, this is very relevant. Since 1993 to 2013, there were more than 50% more guns owned by American citizens. 56% more guns were owned by American citizens from 1993 to 2013. However, from 1993 to 2013, the number in homicide rates lowered by 49%. Now that is, in my opinion, a direct correlation that says that the higher the level of gun ownership, the lower the homicide rate. And why is that? Because that doesn't make sense to some people. Why is that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, an armed society is a polite society. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not the duty nor responsibility, and this has been ruled by the Supreme Court 3 times already, that it is not the responsibility or the duty of a law enforcement officer to protect your being, to protect your well-being. It is not their responsibility. Why do you think that the police officers that did not engage in the last incident that we had in Texas, why do you think they didn't get fired? They're not going to get fired. And if they do get fired, I guarantee you they'll get their jobs back if they want them back. Because the Supreme Court has already ruled on that. Police officer that did not enter the building, the school building, I think it was in Florida several years ago, and I forget the name. I think Parks or something. I forget the name of the place where it happened. But that police officer, he was dismissed. He was fired. Guess what? I'm not sure if it was in the mainstream media or not, but like a year or 2 later, his union got him his job back with back pay to the day that he was fired, the day that he refused to go inside and do the job that he agreed to do, to protect and serve the public. It's not their job. It's not their duty, and the Supreme Court has said so. So why would anyone be for these politicians taking away our God-given right, which is that we can protect ourselves against anything, ladies and gentlemen? And why in the world would anyone want the citizenry of a country to be less armed than the government? Why would anyone do that? That is just a recipe for disaster. Just look at history and look up what the word democide means. Once you look that up, and also look up at what these dictators that committed the democides throughout the last 120 years that equaled to more than 300 million deaths. Look up what these dictators did when they first got in office. First act that they did was to try, or not to try, but they did. They disarmed the people. I can't say the first act, but one of their priorities was to disarm the people. Then they had free reign. Then the people were the gazelles without the horns. And the governments were the lions. And they still had their teeth. Just keep your emotions out of it.